Today is the 28th day of the 10th month in the 9th year of Channel Group, 2nd of December 2021. To begin our day, let's offer our respect and gratitude to our Heavenly Parent and true parents of heaven, earth, and all humankind. 천지인 참 부모님께 경배 바로 Let us recite 가정맹세.
가정맹세 1. 천일국 주인 우리 가정은 참 사랑을 중심하고 본향 땅을 찾아 본연의 창조 이상인 지상 천국과 천상 천국을 창건할 것을 맹세하나이다. 2. 천일국 주인 우리 가정은 참 사랑을 중심하고 하늘 부모님과 참 부모님을 모시어 천주의 대표적 가정이 되며 중심적 가정이 되어 가정에서는 효자, 국가에서는 충신, 세계에서는 성인, 천주에서는 성자의 가정의 도리를 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다. 3. 천일국 주인 우리 가정은 참 사랑을 중심하고 4대 심정권과 3대 왕권과 황족권을 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다. 4. 천일국 주인 우리 가정은 참 사랑을 중심하고 하늘 부모님의 창조 이상인 천주 대가족을 형성하여 자유와 평화와 통일과 행복의 세계를 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다. 5. 천일국 주인 우리 가정은 참 사랑을 중심하고 매일 주체적 천상세계와 대상적 지상세계의 통일을 향해 전진적 발전을 촉진화할 것을 맹세하나이다. 6. 천일국 주인 우리 가정은 참 사랑을 중심하고 하늘 부모님과 참 부모님의 대신 가정으로서 천운을 움직이는 가정이 되어 하늘의 축복을 주변에 연결시키는 가정을 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다. 7. 천일국 주인 우리 가정은 참 사랑을 중심하고 본연의 혈통과 연결된 위하는 생활을 통하여 심정 문화 세계를 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다. 8. 천일국 주인 우리 가정은 참 사랑을 중심하고 천일국 시대를 맞이하여 절대신앙, 절대사랑, 절대복종으로 신인의 일체 이상을 이루어 지상천국과 천상천국의 해방권과 석방권을 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다.
For the opening prayer, may I request Sister Songpil Humawan.
Brothers and sisters, please join me in my prayer. Good morning to our dearest, most loving Heavenly Parents and victorious true parents of heaven, earth, and all humankind. Father, first and foremost, thank you so much for this wonderful day that you had given us. Thank you, loving Heavenly Parents, for giving us this great chance and opportunity to be with you again and to connect our hearts to you. As we start this day, hoping to be able to truly carve in our hearts and our minds your words and your teachings as an instrument for us to keep on moving forward. We know, loving Heavenly Parents, still we have a long way to go and so many things to do, but with you by our side, nothing is impossible. We pray, loving Heavenly Parents, for the protection and good health of our beloved true mother, who is working so hard in the front line every day, embracing all people all throughout the world. May you please give her the strength that she needs to go by each day. We pray also, loving Heavenly Parents, to all our elders, leaders, Chondo families, blessed families, and brothers and sisters to be in good shape and in good health, most especially those people in the front line. Thank you, loving Heavenly Parents, for all the blessings, guidance, love, and protection. We love you, loving Heavenly Parents, and this I humbly offer, pray, and report to you in my name, Songpil Himawan, second generation, the Central Best Family. This I pray, Achu.
Drew. So let's have our unison prayer. Si Jack. Joe, thank you so much. And now, brothers and sisters, let's offer our morning greetings to our victorious heavenly parents, our two parents of heaven, earth, and morning. Good morning, everyone, our leaders. And now, for our Honda Key reading, let's welcome up our sister from Naga, Sibugan. Let's welcome Miss Yenfel Therese Humawan.
Good morning, Heavenly Parents and true parents, leaders, members, and brothers and sisters. Mother of Peace, a memoir by Hak Jan Moon. Chapter 5, The Emblem of the Kingdom of Heaven, continuation. Artistry that enriches the world. In 1984, several talented graduates from the Little Angels Performing Arts School, now the Sono Arts Middle and High School, had returned from their study of schools such as Princess Grace Academy in Monaco and Royal Ballet School in United Kingdom. Recognizing their great potential, we created a professional ballet company, the Universal Ballet, to provide an opportunity for these talented youth to display their skills, delight the public, and impact our nation. At that time, my husband conveyed the internal value of ballet in these words. When a ballerina stands on the tips of her toes with her head raised toward heaven, her posture represents reverence for God. It is an expression of ardent longing. Ballet dancers use the beautiful body given to them by God to express their love for Him. It is the highest form of art. A scene from Swan Lake, performed by Universal Ballet in North America and Europe. Universal Ballet was founded in 1984 and has given some 1,800 performances, presenting some 100 ballets in 21 countries. Adrian Delas was the company's artistic director. Moon Hoon Suk, my daughter-in-law, a Little Angel alumna who studied ballet at the Princess Grace Academy, and a principal dancer in the Washington Ballet Company in Washington, D.C., was a founding member. In the summer of 1984, the Universal Ballet gave its first performance, Cinderella, at the Little Angels Performing Arts Center in Seoul. At the time, the National Ballet Company was the Seoul Ballet Company in Korea. It performed only within the country, and this put Korea on the fringe of the ballet world. The Universal Ballet Company brought Korean ballet to the world stage. The troupe has toured 21 nations and presented some 100 different ballets in 1,800 performances, reflecting its motto, Heavenly Art Creating a World of Beauty. Among its many honors, the company has received the Republic of Korea Culture and Arts Award. Until the early 2000s, the Universal Ballet featured the Russian classical ballet style. After that, it expanded its repertoire to exclude European romantic ballets and modern ballets. It now performs ballets from Korea and other nations and creates its own innovative and original performances. It was the first Korean ballet company and the second in Asia to perform John Cranko's masterpiece of dramatic ballet, Onegin. Furthermore, it was the first Korean company to perform Sir Kenneth Macmillan's Romeo and Juliet, a masterpiece in a repertoire of the UK Royal Ballet Company. The company also created unique ballets based on Korean folk tales and traditions. One of its most famous works, Shim Chong, created in 1986, is a tale of filial love. It has been performed 200 times in 10 countries, touching the hearts of people all over the world. During its world tour in 2012, the company was invited to showcase the beauty of Korean ballet in the global centers of ballet, Moscow and Paris. Chunhyang, an original ballet based on an ancient story of pure love, and the ballet musical Shimchong, recast for children, were both very well received. Years ago, when Korea had nothing to offer the global culture, the Universal Ballet Company stood like a lonely crane. By overcoming many difficulties and touring every continent, it has shown all people Korea's high artistic standard. It will continue to go forward guided by the love of God. Media expressing universal values. The year 1975 was a time when a shadow of gloom hung over the world. The United States pulled out of Vietnam that April, leaving the country in the hands of the communists. People were shocked and horrified at the communists and Vietnam and its neighbor Cambodia slaughtered entire populations across the globe. Communism was gaining strength. Adieu.
Ajo, thank you so much, Yin Phil, for that wonderful and amazing conduct reading. Let's give here a round of thank you. So, once again, good morning, everyone, especially to our leaders, all our Chunmo families, our national leader, Dr. Reverend Leo Angelo Tijalo, and all our brothers and sisters all over the world. Good morning. Welcome for today's morning devotion. And I am Rosine Jean Eto. I will be your host for today. So for this moment, let's move on. Let's hear the 10 points of gratitude given to us by our brother, Mr. Choki B. Ramizo. A round of applause, please.
Good morning, Heavenly parents. Good morning, brothers and sisters. Good morning, leaders. Okay. So here are my 10 points of gratitude. Number 1, I am grateful and thankful to Heavenly Parent and true parents for giving me this a wonderful opportunity to share my 10 points of gratitude. Number 2, I am grateful and thankful for having a beautiful family and a beautiful brothers who are there to support me and love me wholeheartedly. Number 3, I am grateful and thankful that I was able to survive studying on IPLC. Those challenges and struggles I've been through helped me a lot to push forward. Teachers and staff, thank you for carrying me. Number 5, I am grateful and thankful for Heavenly Parent and true parents for the divine principles that you lead us the knowledge to what our purposes, why we live like this. I'm so thankful for knowing this kind of wonderful principles. Number 6, I am thankful and grateful for the success of my vaccination without any side effect occurred. Number 7, I am grateful and thankful of all the online events happen. Though says gathering like events or parties are prohibited, but I was amazed of all the leaders and technical members was able to create something that is beyond our expectations, and it inspires me. I am grateful and thankful for having a parent and true parents for guiding me and helping me with all my modules, somehow able to focus the lessons, and it challenged me for me, and hopefully that I could able to make it through the way. Number 9, I am grateful and thankful for having this kind of a body that could sustain all physical bodies and carrying me preventing accidents. And lastly, number 10, I am grateful and thankful to having a parent and true parents for the creation of natures where it helps me to relieve and comfort myself from the beauty itself, and food where came from, keeping us alive. Thank you so much. Adieu.
Thank you so much, Kuya Chilki, for that very amazing and wonderful 10 points of gratitude. So, hindi po ma-complete yung ating morning devotion without offering performance. And now, to give us his offering song and performance, please help me welcome our very own Mr. Brian Katbay. Please welcome. Okay, thank you so much, Boyo Chunil, for that very amazing talent performance. Thank you so much. So, and now in order for us to be inspired and always keep our spiritual life healthy, without further ado, please help me welcome our very hardworking, artistic national leader, no other than our Dr. Reverend Leo Angeluti Howell with a virtual clap.
Thank you very much, Hussein. I would like to offer my greetings to our Heavenly Parents and True Parents. Good morning, our Heavenly Parents and True Parents. To all our beloved leaders, Chonbo families, the Central families, beloved brothers and sisters, good morning to all of you. Welcome po once again to our National Morning Devotion. Yeah, I would like to express my gratitude to Region 9 family for hosting today's morning devotion. And also thank you for that beautiful performance of our brother Brian, and also the 10 points of gratitude of Chulki, Remiso. So our second generation now are really growing up and really developing all their talents and especially also their heart and love to Heavenly Parents and True Parents. Thank you for sharing your wonderful 10 points of gratitude. So I would like to share this morning so today is day 20. Today is December 2nd. So advance Merry Christmas to everyone. Just 23 days to go. We are going to celebrate Christmas. And just 29 days to go, then we'll be welcoming the new year of 2022. Truly, time passes actually so fast. So this time as we are ending this year, it's time to really look back and really prepare very well for the upcoming year to be able to bring more victory for our Heavenly Parents and True Parents. This morning, I will be sharing with you this topic entitled The Path to Becoming a Victor. Yeah, so few days we are also discussing about success. Yesterday we learned that most important than success is God's will, the will of God, the fulfillment of the will of our Heavenly Parent. So we are all here to become actually victors, to become victorious in our responsibilities. So today I will be sharing with you Father's guidance entitled The Path to Becoming a Victor. So how can we really become victorious? True Father said, neither God nor human beings have been able to fulfill His will. Neither God nor human beings have been able to fulfill His will, yet history moves on. It is not because of God that His will remains unfulfilled. It is because of human beings. In other words, the failure to fulfill His will came because of the fall of Adam and Eve. Therefore, the process of history, as well as the course of the providence until now, has been the attempt to reverse this failure in God's will. To bring His will to fruition, a person capable of realizing God's will is needed. So, really, God's will, even human beings also will doesn't, accomplish yet. Father is saying here that neither God nor human beings have been able to fulfill His will, yet history moves on. So it is not because of God. Father said it's not because of God. That's why God's will is not fulfilled yet. It is because of human beings. We learn how Heavenly Parent invested, everything, right, from the very beginning. Heavenly Parent is invested more than 100%, right? So it's because of the fall of our first human ancestors. Human beings couldn't fulfill their responsibility. So God's will only can be accomplished if together with the fulfillment of human beings' responsibility is accomplished, that's only the time that God's will can be realized. So in other words, Father said, because of the failure to fulfill His will came because of the fall of Adam and Eve. So therefore, the process of history, as well as the course of the providence until now, has been to attempt to reverse this failure in God's will. And then Father said, to bring His will to fruition, a person capable of realizing God's will is needed. So really the right person, the person who is capable of realizing God's will is needed, right? That's why true parents needs to come, right? Without such a person, then God's will can never be realized. Father said, God has worked to raise people capable of upholding His will. So God has worked through long historical eras to raise people capable of upholding His will. There was Adam's family, Noah's family, Abraham's family, Jacob's family, and so on. If and when such historical families had failed in the responsibility to establish a relationship between heaven and earth, humankind would have lost track even of the direction necessary to accomplish God's will. We have learned these truths through the course of the providence. So, Heavenly Parent called many people, right? Of course, there are difficulties, but in some way, most of them absolutely, keep God's, words and direction. So at least, they could go, and then Jacob succeeded, even other providential families have some difficulties, but, still they tried their best to carry out the will of God, right? So Father said, if and when such historical families had failed in the responsibility to establish a relationship between heaven and earth, humankind would have lost track even of the direction necessary to accomplish God's will. So how much actually effort and contribution the providential families have contributed, right? To be able to, for true parents to come and, continue this, this track. So if only they failed, sabi ni Father dito, humankind would have lost track even of the direction necessary to accomplish God's will. That's why actually providential families, we owe, to them, even though there are difficulties, but because of their foundations, right? They still could keep the right track for human beings to go, right? So Father said, we have learned these truths through the course of the providence, so we could see how much Heavenly Parent invested to raise up capable people to uphold God's will, right? So the same is true until this time continuously. Heavenly Parent is raising up people, raising us up, right, to bring completion to the providence until, for more than 6,000 years. Because absolutely, Father said that the right person capable of completing the will is necessary. So true parents came, but not only them, right? So starting from true parents. So that's why blessed families were born. True parents, bless us. We are also the people that have to work together with our true parents and complete God's will. Even though true parents have fulfilled their responsibility, but God's will is to, complete, the providence all people without exemption. That's why we have to spread this together with our true parents, right? We have to bring all God's children so that Heavenly Parent can embrace everyone, right? So that God's will can be realized on earth. Aju, that's why capable people is necessary. Heavenly Parent is continuously raising up people, raising us up continuously, so that God's will one day can be realized completely. Aju? Father said here, will the Unification Church accomplish God's will or not? We look at the Unification Church today. We wonder, will the Unification Church accomplish God's will or not? There are two types of will, one for the individual and one for the whole. If no one is capable of handling God's will for the individual and His will for the whole, God's will cannot be realized. Even if the time has come for God's will to be completed, if the responsible person fails to fulfill his or her responsibility, the opportunity given to realize God's will be lost. So the realization of God's will absolutely requires the appropriate person. After that, the time becomes the problem. Always what we call time becomes the problem. In addition to the time and the person, the condition to accomplish the will is absolutely necessary. So actually, Father is saying, we wonder, will our movement, our unification movement can accomplish God's will or not? Father said there are two types of the will for the individual and for the whole. So if the person, sabi ni Father dito, or if no one is capable of handling God's will for the individual and his will for the whole, then God's will cannot be realized. So really, Father is explaining the importance of the right person. The importance of the right person. So even if the time has come for God's will to be completed, if the responsible person fails to fulfill his or her responsibility, the opportunity given to realize God's will be lost. So that's why even though we are now living in this time, but if we cannot fulfill our responsibility, then what Father is saying here, God's will be lost. The opportunity to realize God's will be lost. That's why we cannot fail anymore. True Mother is telling us, Heavenly Parent cannot wait any longer. That's why we have to, be confident God has chosen us, right? So we have a certain, responsibility that absolutely needs to accomplish without fail, right? So we are all here standing together, carrying out this will of heaven. We were all called, right? So that's why no matter what, we have to accomplish our responsibility. And really, in this time, within the lifetime of True Mother, we have to accomplish God's will no matter what. Aju, Father said, the realization of God's will absolutely requires the appropriate person. So that's why God's will, the accomplishment of God's will requires the appropriate person. So that's why, unang-una for us, we shouldn't doubt, right? We have to really, with confidence, we are the right people that God has chosen. Aju, if I recall, in the past, guidance of Father, sabi ni Father, we were like, we were like check our backgrounds. So, our ancestors really have prepared for us. Our ancestors have worked and really paved the way for us. That's why we are here. Hindi po aksidente that we are here this time. That we are working together with True Parents, that we are working together with True Mother. We have to really, believe with confidence that we are the right people God has chosen, right? So with the right time now, and then with the right people, then God's will must absolutely realize during this time with all of us. Aju? So that's why Father said, so after that, the time becomes the problem. Always what we call time becomes the problem. So in addition to the time and the person, the condition to accomplish the will is absolutely necessary. So really, we are living in the right time ngayon. And then we have to believe and with full confidence that God has chosen us. This is not an accident that we are here this time working with True Mother. We are really chosen people. God have raised us up. And then with the foundations of our ancestors that God prepared also, our ancestors have accomplished certain things that became the condition for us to be here. That's why no matter what, right? Our movement, this is really the movement that will going to unify, everything and really realize really the fulfillment of the will of heaven. Aju, this time True Mother is really working very hard, for the realization of North and South Korea. So yesterday when we had the national leaders meeting, President Hori also emphasized, this time already exactly 30 years, because that was December when True Parents went to North Korea, already 30 years ago. So really, True Mother next year is really, doing everything for North and South Korea to be realized. And then actually President Hori shared very, deep insight yesterday that this war between North and South Korea, this is not only like between North and South, this is actually between America and America and China. And then why, there's two way of unification. So that's why really there is a way that they're working for unification without, Japan and America working together. This is, dangerous actually. So that's why I need to really involve, these nations. Because the worry here, we don't know if, even though North and South Korea will become united, if not through parents' way, through the proper way, then we don't know, maybe they can become what? Under China, like this kind of situation. So really this time we have to really pray, deeply, especially for the election in next year in Korea. So the future of the world actually, this is not just in Korea, this is not only in Asia, the future of the world. But really, we are really grateful that we have our true mother with us, right? Guiding. So we just need to strive to continue to fulfill our responsibility. Also in our nation, how can we contribute? How can we contribute? That's why all the activities that we are doing, when we have, activities centering on IHQ. Also this time we are having the prayer rally this coming December 5. So, our great contribution also, even seems small, inviting people to participate. This is also very, the very condition also for us to contribute if we can continue to educate also potential people in our nation. These people also have, they can see the vision of true parents. They can be inspired. They can empower. Also, they have, if we increase this group of people, that can possibly have a big influence, can give influence. That's why all our activities we are doing, inviting VIPs, is important. So if we can invite, in our respective areas. Ngayon naman, mga religious leaders, we have, ang goal natin sa Southeast Asia is 50 religious leaders to join the live streaming two-way. So please invite your religious leaders. Also, we will be meeting group of religious leaders in Davao again tomorrow and next day with Bishop Soria. So this is also a great opportunity. We don't know how many 100 people, religious leaders. These are new group of Christian people. So we can also invite them to participate in this big rally, big rally in preparation of our million rally for February. So let's really do our best to really continue to invite people. So all these things that we are doing, continuous activities, this is really to expand the influence, expand, our reach and foundation for more and more key people that can be able to be part and really can contribute. Aju, that's why let's really pray for the reunification of North and South Korea, centering on our beloved True Mother. Aju, True Mother's, way. So this is the only way that can bring really success and really the realization of the will of heaven. So that's why our movement now, our Heavenly Parents Holy Community, centering on our beloved True Mother, we are now the ones really playing this role, right? That's why no matter what, God's will should be realized. That's why the unification of North and South Korea is playing a very crucial role in the establishment of a heavenly unified world. Father said Jesus had to invest his entire heart and soul. So what did Jesus Christ have to do to carry out his specific responsibility, the salvation of humankind? Jesus, even he, had to invest his entire heart and soul. Whether awake or asleep, Jesus had to invest his whole heart and everything he had in his mission. This could not be accomplished by his being ordered or coerced. He had to do it of his own volition. Only when he achieved this did hope blossom, the conditions for happiness arise, and eventually the determination of his victory or defeat appear. So that's why each one of us needs to really invest, as we could see, Father is explaining here. What did Jesus Christ have to do to carry out his specific responsibility, the salvation of humankind? So Jesus had invested everything, right? Jesus had to invest his entire heart and soul, 100%, more than 100%. So each one of us also, what is required from us is to really invest everything that we can, especially during this time, right? So we will be ending 2021. So 2022, just few years, right, remains before 2027. So Father said, whether awake or asleep, Jesus had to invest his whole heart and everything he had in his mission. So the same is true with us. We are not just studying, Jesus' life and the central figure's life, all the providential people, to just know what they have done, but for us to inherit and for us also to live the same way. And actually, even we need to surpass. Actually, that's the reality. That is the call that is being, given to us this time, so that we can surpass also what they have accomplished, right? So that's why Father said, whether we are awake or asleep. The same is true with all the central figures in the past, especially Jesus Christ, who have invested everything, right? So this could not be accomplished by his being ordered or coerced. He had to do it of his own volition. So that's why most importantly, we are doing these things based on our, own desire, right? Not because someone is always pushing us, someone is always telling us. We can only be victorious if we realize, and then we do this on our own, willingly, happily. Then we can accomplish our responsibility. But if, because my leader is telling me like this, like that, this is my duty. If like this, then really we will be reaching some limitations. But if we do this willingly, naturally, because we love Heavenly Parent, we love true parents, absolutely, I have to fulfill my responsibility. So Father said, only when he achieved this did hope blossom, the conditions for happiness arise, and eventually the determination of his victory or defeat appear. So the same is true with us, right? That's why investing everything, our mind, our heart, our efforts, willingly, happily, this can bring success. This can bring us, victory. Then we can really accomplish our mission and our responsibility. Father said, we need to erect a protective hedge around us. So we need to erect a protective hedge around us, fortified by our children and our spiritual children. We should grow this hedge to serve as a protective buffer within which to share and discuss any secret freely. Even at the risk of our lives, we cannot sell ourselves to Satan's world. Therefore, we have to set up a sphere of absolute safety from which God's will can expand. You need to understand this very well, because you are the experts who will be responsible to carry out and fulfill this mission. So we need to make a protective fence around us, Father is saying. So we should grow this hedge to serve as a protective buffer within which to share and discuss any secret freely. Even at the risk of our lives, we cannot sell ourselves to Satan's world. So therefore, Father said, we have to set up a sphere of absolute safety from which God's will can expand. So we need to secure a certain, with some, protection where from there we can expand, right? God's will. So you need to understand this very well, Father said, because you are the experts who will be responsible to carry out and fulfill this mission. That's why we have to, master. We know how Satan is working, right? So the more we are, striving, the more also Satan is trying to stop us, to block us. That's why Father said we need to make sure, that we will not going to fall away with Satan's strategies, right? We need to have some protective, areas, and then based on that, we can expand. This is really important, Father said, right? So Father said that however difficult the circumstances may be, our heart must never falter or change. So the one who strives for victory will not encounter a supportive environment. Rather, he or she will face an environment of adversity. In these circumstances, you have to be able to handle the hostile environment with a steady and reliable heart. This heart is linked to sweat and tears that have come down to us through history. Therefore, however difficult the circumstances may be, our heart must never falter or change. Sometimes we are expecting, maybe some people who just join our movement, we are thinking that, the people who are close to us, they will become, the ones that will going to support us, right? Especially our own family members. But actually, it's not. Father is saying here, the one who strives for victory will not encounter a supportive environment. When you started to, realize and you determine to accomplish, to fulfill your responsibility and trying your best, striving continuously to become victorious. Father said here, you will not encounter a supportive environment. Rather, he or she will face an environment of adversity. So do not expect that, the people around will just, continue to, especially in the, the time that we are just laying foundation. But each one of us, kasi kahit ibang era na tayo ngayon, just, brothers and sisters who have just joined our movement, you're very inspired, you saw the amazing things, and then you expect that things will just be easy. Actually, it's not. Each one of us are, walking, our own course that in the beginning, you have to, set certain condition and overcome, certain situations for you to lay certain foundation, right? So each one of us, kahit na we're already living in a different era ngayon, but that's why we cannot compare our life. There are brothers and sisters who are going through difficult circumstances. Sabi nila, even already few years in our movement, we could see. That's why we cannot compare ourselves. But we have to really remember and understand that as we strive for victory, sabi ni Father, you cannot just, easily get a supportive environment. Rather, you will be facing an environment of adversity. So we have to be ready. We have to prepare ourselves. In these circumstances, you have to be able to handle the hostile environment with a steady and reliable heart. So sabi ni Father dito, how to really, keep a stable heart. This is the most important. So that's why even though we face a lot of challenges and difficulties in our life of faith, sabi ni Father, however difficult the circumstances may be, our heart must never falter or change. So ngayon, we are now living in really different era. But still a lot of challenges we have to face and overcome. That's why most importantly, never falter, never change. From the very beginning, kaya nga, ang importante sa atin, we have to remember our first motivation. Why we really joined, what really inspired us. Ano ba talaga yung reason why, you determined to offer your life? Naging full-time tayo, you forget everything. So what is that first motivation? Especially when big challenges and difficulties comes to our life, this is important. We have to remember our first motivation so that we can keep our, absolute faith. And then we will never falter. We will never change. Aju, this is really important. So maybe this time of pandemic, a lot of challenges comes. So also this is now the time, to go back to our first motivation. What is really the main point, main reason why you join our movement, right? That's why, despite the challenges and difficulties, and then as we strive for victory, really we have to keep, a stable heart that will never falter or never change until everything can be completed. Aju, until we become victorious. This is very, very important for each one of us. True Father said we need absolute victory gained with confidence. So we have to advance with this conviction. No one can take away this heart burning with the desire to win. A victory without confidence is an accidental victory. We don't need that kind of victory. We need absolute victory gained with confidence. Such victory is not only a historical victory, but is also the victory of the ideal of creation. You need to have a victorious heart burning with conviction. If you do not overcome ordeals, you cannot wear the crown of victory. Really, our conviction is absolutely necessary. Sabi ni Father, we don't need, parang conditional victory. We need absolute victory gained with confidence. So we need to have we need to have a victorious heart, sabi ni Father, burning with conviction. So if you do not overcome ordeals, you cannot wear the crown of victory. Meaning, we have to really, take action and really, with this heart of, burning heart to really attain success. We really need to have a victorious heart, that we are confident that we became victorious, not only that, conditional, right? So in the beginning, all the things that we are doing, we are a lot of like in the conditional level, but now we are living in different time. We have to really show substantial victory ngayong era na to kung saan tayo nabubuhay ngayon. That's why, also this time we have our own tribe. We have many Chonbo victors, HTM, victors. So ngayon we are now working to make really substance where we can raise up our, tribe. It's really not easy, but, with our continuous effort, and most importantly, our burning desire, right? Slowly, one by one. And then slowly we can raise up our 3 couples, 12 couples. Then really later on can see the substance. Really substantial, people. Right? So sabi ni Father, without this, you need to have victorious heart burning with conviction. If you do not overcome ordeals, you cannot wear the crown of glory. So that's why each one of us, given this great time, the golden time where we are living in, this is now the time that really we can establish substantial, victory that can be also seen, right? So we are really working on this with the foundations of true parents, and then also the foundations even in our nation. This is now the time where we can really show this substantial victory. So we are continuously striving, right? So that we can be able to really gain this absolute victory with confidence, with the substantial result also that can be offered to our Heavenly Parent and to our beloved true parents. So Father said, just as I have achieved victory, you also can achieve victory. So since we know that the principle is irrefutable truth, once we learn it, we cannot refuse to follow it or to carry it out. Each of us has to walk this path. We cannot be failures. We have to be victors. Until now, I have fought alone. However, just as I have achieved victory, you also can achieve victory. As long as I am here, you need not worry. Go forward, fight to the end, and victory will be yours. I am certain of this. Know this, be confident, and charge forward with passion. So, Father said, as long as I am here, right? So, True Mother is still here with us. Father and Mother are one, right? True Mother is representative of true parents on earth, and then True Father in the spiritual world. They are completely one. So, as long as True Parents is on earth, through True Mother now, we can surely achieve victory. Each one of us, right? That's why as true parents also brought, victory, became victorious. Each one of us also, blessed our families, we can be victorious. That's why in this time until 2027, all blessed families should become victorious. Maju? So of course we don't need to, wait for 2027. We still have 6 years. No, we shouldn't have that kind of attitude, right? We have to, the shortest we can accomplish our mission, so that also we can raise up others, right? We can raise up others also to accomplish. So that's why as long as True Parents is with us, we can all be victorious. So with confidence, we have to believe, right? So, and then we know the absolute truth, and then True Parents is with us. Our Heavenly Parent is always with us, right? Our ancestors, billions of absolute good spirits. That's why we have to always consider this while we are doing our mission, while we are doing our responsibility. Always remember, we are not alone, right? We are not alone. That's why we cannot just rely with our own power. This is now the time we have to always consider and remember this. Together with us, Heavenly Parent, our True Mother is always with us, the entire spiritual world, right? And then together with all of us, we are already so many, the foundations that we have. So if we unite and work and move in one direction, everyone can accomplish their responsibility. Everyone can be a victor. Everyone can succeed. Aju? So let's really march forward with this confidence that True Parents is giving us today, giving us, right? So we have to believe, we have to be confident. As long as True Parents are with us, we will be victorious. Aju? So that's why please, with this kind of understanding, and we have to really keep this kind of heart and with full confidence, Aju, and really march forward unitedly, centering our beloved True Mother, then absolute victory can be achieved. Aju, so let's really offer our gratitude to our Heavenly Parents and True Parents once again for this guidance today. So let's all become victorious. Aju, so may Heavenly Parents and True Parents' love and blessings be always upon you and your families. Thank you very much, and let's have a great day today.
Thank you so much po, our beloved national leader, for that very amazing and wonderful guidance for today. So yeah, a path of becoming a victor, it's really difficult, but if we really conquer that, I always reflect that if ever I have struggles and difficulties, I always look at all our elders na nakaya nga nila, so kaya ko rin, ganun. So just never give up and just do our best to contribute, to have a strong conviction and strong determination to fulfill our responsibility na hindi tayo ma-failure. Kasi this is opportunity na we are really the chosen of our ancestors and we are really the hope of our future generation. So, laban lang talaga. So, and now to our reflection. So, anyone in Zoom today really inspired, wants to volunteer po? Please unmute yourself. Wala po. So, wala pong mag-volunteer. So, if none po, let's call for our first volunteer to give his reflection, no other than Sir Samson Ramizo.
Hello, good morning, everyone. Okay. So our topic today is very inspiring and guys atin ng will do, okay, especially that be vectors. So the first topic there that our national leader talk about is that the will that been completed because of this, the relationship with God and human beings will not be fulfilled. So this is why I reflect that we should have the parent-child relationship. Okay, only that if we have this heart and know the heart of our heavenly parent, then I know that we could do also what is really his will. So we should really work hard, especially that today now with this pandemic, I know that some of us or many of us have been hindered by this COVID-19 pandemic, but our true mother really work hard despite of all this and uses our technology, and we see the beauty of the technology that God, that our heavenly parent had given to us. So I think this is really a wonderful moment for of us that Satan had tried to distract the providence, but true parents, our true mother, really work hard in order to bring about the will. And after that, we really have to raise people, because we could not really able to do God's will without bringing all people. That's our true mother really wanted even to bring the 1/3 of the population, 7.8 billion people. So we know how difficult for that to do, but I know that if there is really a will, we could really have success in our endeavor. So brothers and sisters, we know that here in Boston, despite na minsan ay we could not do our joining our morning devotion, but still we do here our own, and we hope that soon we could come back to our and resume our activities here in Labason together with our regional leader, Elsa and Bongkatbay. We do hope that we continue to bring victory in our place and able to share this victory to our nation and to the world, and the victory of our two parents could really bring in. Thank you very much for this beautiful morning, this opportunity. Thank you and adieu.
Thank you so much, Sir Sam, for that very amazing and wonderful reflection. So, for our next to give his reflection, let's help me welcome Sir Ryan Pausal Etom.
So good morning. So good morning, Galacho parents. Good morning, Sir Renel. Good morning, brothers and sisters. Yes, so our topic for this morning is so inspiring. So about the path of to becoming a victor. And so yes, so when I reflect in this topic, so all of us, so our determination is to become a victorious sons and daughters of heavenly parent. So I know, so becoming a victor is not easy. So it requires more hard work, sacrifices, and denying everything. So napakahirap po yun siyang gawin. No? So from individual, family, nation, and world. But the most important is I need to have also a confident. No? So sabi sa Hundok if magiging victorious ako without confident, that is accidentally victory. So that is why, so kahit mahirap, so I need to become confident, so na magiging victorious ako, na laban lang. Kasi I know within myself, my best enemy is only myself. So how to connect myself to my central figure, how to unite my mind and body, how to fulfill the will of heavenly parent, because all of us, so we are working every day. Our motivation is to contribute more for heavenly parent, to fulfill our 5% portion of responsibility. And then kingdom of heaven is waiting for us long time ago. That's why walang exempted po talaga dito na na payahay lang ang buhay, payahay lang ang buhay. So naghintay lang sa kingdom of heaven na dumating. But the most important is yung araw-araw na activity po is we could offer for God and through parents. So the most important is our motivation. So every minute, every hour na ginagawa natin is
No? So kahit anong field sa responsibilities, we need to connect our activity for God and through parents. Kung anong purpose, bakit natin to ginagawa, no? So that is very important. So I realized this thing. So we hope all of us who we have, although this time we have different struggles, no, that is normal, but as long as we still have life, we still have hope, to fulfill God's will. So that's why every day also I am reflecting. So anong ginagawa ko ngayon? Ginagawa ko ngayon dito, may na-contribute pa kaya ako sa Providence. So that's why I need to go, I need to move forward also, to restore myself, kasi napakahirap po talaga na mag-restore sa ibang tao kung hindi pa natin na-restore yung sarili natin, kasi magsimula kasi ang restoration in one point, and then we will expand to the family and then nation and the world. So we hope all of us, so we need to be confident, so in fulfilling our responsibility, so until the end, so magiging happy tayo na pag na-fulfill natin yung responsibility natin with all our confidence, na nagiging proud tayo sa sarili natin na hindi lang tayo naghintay sa kingdom of heaven na dumating. Nag-hard work man yung brothers and sisters ko, okay lang. Dito lang ako, pagilid lang muna. So parang hindi din tayo masaya pag ganun. So that's why all of us, so we work together with our national leader, so from different field of responsibility. So yes, through that thing na naka-offer po tayo for God and true parents, so we could bring victory for God and true parents. So member, leaders, so different responsibility po yun, so fulfill. So maybe yun lang po yung na-realize ko this time. So kung ano man yung responsibility ko, so gawin ko na lang din. So fighting for God and true parents. Joe, thank you so much po. God bless everyone.
Thank you so much, Sir Ryan, for your wonderful reflection. So for our news and announcement, please help me welcome from the HQ headquarters. Welcome.
Good morning to all our leaders, brothers and sisters. Here are the news and announcement. First, this coming December 4, we will have the 10th batch of Asia Pacific Leadership Conference with the theme Providing Vision and Leadership for Nation Building and Peace. We would like to ask you to invite and help them also, your VIPs, to register in this 10th Asia Pacific Leadership Conference. This is a great opportunity to follow up our guests who have just participated in all our recent events, even our youth leaders who joined the Regional Youth Forum. So the APLC will identify a simple, easy to recognize set of universal principles. On this foundation, insights into life's fundamental purpose and direction can be effectively addressed. A clear roadmap for sustainable peace and development in families, societies, nations, and our world will emerge. So the format will be a combination of 3 live internet interactions, 11 pre-recorded sessions, and 1 of 2 local follow-up initiatives. So for more information, please contact Miss Chosun Guy or your regional leaders. And next, this coming also December 4 and 5, we will have the Chanbo Youth Education with the theme HJ Chanbo Youth Living Saints for World Peace. This is for all single core members age 15 and above, and the objective of this event is to have a deeper understanding about the value of Yojong and purity in preparing for the blessing, raise awareness among the youth leaders about the importance of Yojong, purity, and Chanbo works in fulfilling the purpose of life, and strengthen the resolve of the youth to practice Yojong and purity as a foundation for success and happiness in life. There is a registration fee of 150 pesos. And for more information or for how to register, you can contact Miss Jade Melby Espejo, the Deputy Secretary General of IAYS Pilipinas, or your local IAYSP officers. And next, the National Education Department will have another batch of 12-day Series Divine Principle Virtual Seminar from December 6 to 17 every 7 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. So there is a registration fee of 400 pesos, and also another batch of 7-day Series Divine Principle Virtual Seminar from December 11 to 17 every 4:30 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. and a registration fee of 210 pesos. For more inquiries, please contact Ms. Marvic Advincula at 0965-981-2179. And we have also the Asia Pacific 2 special workshop for candidates in initial communication. This is for all second generation members who are matching candidates, those with proposals or in initial communication stage, blessed parents, and matching supporters. This will be on December 5, 2021, Sunday at 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. Manila time. And there is also a registration fee of 250 pesos per person. So for more information, please contact Mrs. Jayan Manabat Sugira or your local BFD coordinators. And also the Global Parents Matching Convocation on December 18 and 19 from 5 p.m. to 11 p.m. Manila time. This is for all blessed parents who have a second generation matching candidates that are 20 to 30 years old and matching supporters. And there is also a registration fee of $10 per candidate. So for more information, please contact your local BFD coordinators or Miss Celine Luis Diapera. So that's all. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much po, HQ staff, for that news and announcement. To formally close this morning devotion, to offer her closing prayer, may I request Ms. Rhea Joyce Fabian.
Please join me to thank our heavenly parents and true parents. Our dear heavenly parents and true parents, thank you for the opportunity that you've given us today. Thank you also for guiding us, Reverend Dr. Leo Angel Halog gave us this morning. Give us more strength and ability so that we can make things possible and continue to serve and spread your message. As the day continue and days to come, give us the strong faith and that we can make things right. Heavenly parents and true parents, thank you for always guiding and protecting us in everything that we do. I hope everybody is appreciating and they can see your love, care, and guidance for them. Our success is also your success. We can't make things happen without you. We always remember that you are always here to protect and guide us. I offer all my prayers in the name of our heavenly parents and true parents. Aju.
Let's have our unison prayer. Si Jack. much, Aju. Okay, as we conclude and finish this morning devotion, let us offer again our morning greetings to our victorious Heavenly Parents and true parents, our dear national leader, and all our leaders, brothers and sisters. Take care and God bless po sa ating lahat. Thank you so much for joining our morning devotion.
Morning po.
Thank you. Morning po sa lahat. Good morning po.
Good morning. Good morning, Kuya Alan.
Thank you very much.
Good morning, everyone.